Hello everyone, this is Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor of English. Today we will go through the key terms and themes of the postcolonial literature. Postcolonial literature is a literature by people from formerly colonized countries. It is a literature or work of art by people from previously colonized countries. Here we need to know the meaning of two terms, especially colonized and colonizer. For example, when the natives are forced to obey the rules and regulations of the newcomer of their land, those newcomers are the strangers and they are really powerful. They are able to harm the natives. So these natives don't have any other way except to obey the rules or obey the words of the masters of that newcomers, of that strangers. So those strangers or masters are the colonizer, and these natives are what we call colonized. And post-colonialism, it is a time or it is a period after colonialism. So we need to know what can be this colonialism. Colonialism is a policy of a nation seeking to extend or maintain its power over the people or area or region with the intention of opening a new trade, with the intention of making money. Settler colonialism seeks to replace or remove the native or the original population of the colonized territory with the new society of settlers, with the new society of strangers. So that is what we call settler colonialism. When we learn postcolonial literature, we need to know the concept of racism also. Racism, we can simply say that it is the belief in the superiority of one race over another. This results in the discrimination towards the people based on their race or nationality. Then imperialism. It is the way of extending the nation's power over other nations or over other lands. Orientalism, it is the attitude of Western people. This is the Western attitude that views Eastern society is inferior. They believe Western people are superior and Eastern society is just inferior to them. This is the concept of Orientalism. Let's move on to the themes of postcolonial literature. The first one is identity crisis or the crisis of identity. For example, when the natives were ruled by the colonizers, they imposed their own rules and regulations, their likes and dislikes, their cultures upon these natives. They not only forced to adapt those ways of living, but also made to give up or abandon the natives' own tradition and culture. And once after their independence, once after they got freedom, these natives struggled to go back to their own tradition or culture, though they really wished, because they were adapted by the new ways of living for a certain period of time. Here, these natives find the crisis in their identity. People feel a lack of direction in their lives, whether they want to go back to their own tradition, whether they want to retain their tradition or culture, or just continue with the new ways of living. This is the lack of direction they feel once after their independence. This is their crisis of identity. So in the absence of a traditional culture, they suffer a crisis of identity. Insider and outsider. We can simply say that insiders are the natives, outsiders are the strangers. Mainly we need to know the different perspective of an insider and outsider. For example, when the writers who describe a colonized country, their culture and their people, there will be a detached perception of an outsider. But at the same time, if that writer belongs to the same colonized country, there will be a perception of an insider. Another important theme of postcolonial literature is displacement. Displacement means the action of moving something from its place or position. Here, the colonized people were forced to abandon or dislocate from their motherland to a strange land, to an alien land. So they are physically being moved from their motherland to a new land. This is the physical displacement. So when they are being physically moved from their motherland, they are not only abandon their land, also the culture, tradition, likes and dislikes, their own ways of living. So physical displacement results in psychological displacement. As a result of physical displacement, these natives feel a psychological displacement. So here we can say that these natives are physically and psychologically moved from their native land to an alien land. These are the two stages of displacement. The next one is assimilation. Assimilation means becoming part of a group. Assimilation does not happen immediately for an individual. It is a gradual process which includes the transformation or change or metamorphosis of mind, body, and soul. Nationhood. Postcolonial writers are interested in nationhood or nationalism, which means patriotism. The writers are patriotic. They write books on behalf of their nations. Postcolonial writers like to highlight and valorize their nation's cultural, political, and social identity. But things changed after they gained independence. Politicians were corrupt and there were general lack of democracy also. So, postcolonial literature isn't just about criticizing the colonial powers, it is also about criticizing the native corruption. I hope you all understood. Thanks for watching.